All right, welcome to the Sarah Fraser Show. I just got a third opinion on my IVF journey. I did. I really want to thank you guys, though. This is why I love sharing. This is why I'm always, for people that want to be transparent in their lives and put it out there, the greatest reward is you find so many people with similar stories than yours, easier stories, worse stories than yours. I said last week on the show, I gave an update about my IVF journey. What happened all of December while I was like traveling. I was still doing some podcasts, but I was traveling. And the long story short is I got a second opinion. The second opinion IVF doctor was 360 degree opposite of the first IVF doctor I was working with. And so I decided to get a third opinion. Thanks to you guys, I realized I'm not alone. What a sigh of relief. So I got so many messages over the past week. Like, Sarah, I've gone to 3 different IVF clinics. You know, I guess what I'm learning in this process is it's not strange at all for couples to change IVF clinics because it's either not working, their protocols are so different. I heard from amazing nurses. The nurses are where it's at. So shout out to all of the nurses that listen to TSFS. The nurses said to me, I work in emergency rooms. I work in medical offices. If you ask 5 doctors their scientific opinions, you'll get 10 different answers. So good to know. Okay, so science is a science. It's not 100%. And of course, right, everybody's body is different. Everybody reacts to different things. So last Tuesday, after I did the podcast, I met with a doctor in San Francisco via Zoom, who I'm actually going to go with to do IVF. And basically, she's like, we got to give you a blood test the second day of your next cycle coming up here in January. And we're going to test some hormone levels. If the hormone levels are good, which we anticipate they will be, we're going to do a round of IVF. And we think that you have a good shot of getting 2 healthy embryos. There's your baby, right? I mean, hopefully, God willing. So I said, okay, then let's do it. But if the blood test comes back and the hormone levels, meaning AMH and your FSH, those really determine your egg count and the likelihood that you're going to react well to IVF treatment, then if those are really off, then we need to kind of think about just moving on to the egg donor, which I'm completely comfortable with and okay with anyway. So, I've told you guys what I have learned about this process. If you are going through IVF, surrogacy, egg donor, you really do have to talk to a lot of people, unless you have this overwhelming, amazing feeling with a doctor, because everybody, the overwhelming feedback is go with your gut. So true. It's so true. But it's funny because it's weird. Isn't it weird in life? Like the first IVF doctor that I went to by the time I get to the San Francisco woman, it will have been 4. She's like the 4th IVF doctor. Okay, so the second one I went to that got me pregnant with Lupron, I never was wild about her, but my gut was like, I don't get it. But I cannot even tell you how many women in LA recommend her. And I was just like, I'm rushed. No, there's no real answers here. It's like always late, 20, 30 minutes, always late. That pissed me off. I can't stand. 10 minutes is fine. I get doctors. There's different things and things come up, but 30 minutes, don't waste my time. Like I'm paying because I'm paying out of pocket. Like this is like a service. I don't know. Where's the customer service here? So this will be my 4th doctor, but the reason that I'm going with them is because I've said this before, and I was recommended to them in the spring, and then I didn't listen to my gut, and now I'm going back. But you have to do a lot of research when it comes to IVF. It is such a business. It's a science. It is not a perfected science. And you, especially if your insurance doesn't cover any money, you are playing with your money, and you can spend thousands and thousands of dollars to get not a lot of results. So there's a great website. I've been referred to it many times, and it will actually show you the results. SART, SART.org, Society for Assisted Reproductive Technology. Under that, you can actually get the summaries of results for clinics. It shows you based on your age how successful they are with IVF. And now I have found out in the industry that some of these IVF clinics can fudge those numbers, but it gives you a really great starting point, and you can pick like the 3 top in your area, and then you can really do some calling around and asking around and find out if those numbers are in fact accurate, if they're ethical. One of the reasons I'm going to San Francisco all the way from Los Angeles is this clinic comes highly, highly ethical. They're so ethical, I do not believe they will let you gender select, okay? That's also a big thing that I've learned in the IVF world, because you can pay for gender selection, meaning like they can't control your eggs. Like what, if I do IVF, I get 2 healthy embryos, right? They can't make an embryo be a male embryo or a female. But like if I have 2 female embryos, okay, well, that's not a good example. But like if I have a male and female embryo, like they're not going to let me pick. It's like they're very ethical. It's like God's will. They just, I don't know, I guess pick a hand. That's it. Like that's how it's done. So I appreciate efficacy. Sorry, I guess I'm getting to a point in my life. Just tell me the goddamn truth. I'm so tired of being sold shit, aren't you? Just tell me the truth, okay? Let me make up my mind. So that's why I'm going there. So we'll see how it comes back. Say a prayer for me that my hormone levels are great. We'll do a round of IVF, get a couple eggs, hopefully. We're transferring in March, April, somewhere in there. That would be phenomenal. I'll be doing some of the monitoring here in Los Angeles, and then going to San Fran for the egg removal. Or if the hormones come back and they're super low, then I'm just moving on to an egg donor and doing that. So I'll keep you posted. But I did have a really hard day the other day, and I know all my fertility warriors know this. I was going to play you a video because I videoed it, but it's funny. I've just seen so many people, and I love Trisha Paytas so much. She's the YouTuber. I don't know if you follow her. She's so great. But people have been doing these gender reveals, and it's going to make me sad. But I think it's so hard when you're trying to have a baby, or you want to even have a baby, because you think you can't help but think like, when's it going to be my turn? When am I going to be having a gender reveal? And for me, the first pregnancy I lost this summer, like if that pregnancy had worked out, I'd be having a baby this month. It's just really, I think those moments catch you. This was my video. I'm going to post it on social too. Oh, I'm going to cry.
I think anybody that's like, I'm having a hard day.
Oh.
I woke up this morning and I was just thinking, like, I've recently seen gender reveal parties or just gender reveal videos, and I'm so for friends and just like strangers, like Trisha Paytas, who I'm obsessed with, and I'm so happy for them. It's just, I think it's so hard when you're going through the baby journey of like you want to have another baby or you want to have a baby. I don't know. It's funny. It's just sometimes those things like catch you, and you're just like, you're so happy for people, but you also are really sad for your own, like thinking about, I wish that was me. Like, and I know my turn will come. Like, and I know I just have to come back to being grateful. I already have like this healthy, beautiful son, and really like, that's the only thing that matters is like I know people who are just trying to have one healthy child, but it's I also have just so many good people in my life, like acupuncturists and therapists. I'm very lucky to have these amazing outlets and support systems, and they're always like honor the journey, like the whole thing. So today's just a hard day. I'm just thinking about like if my pregnancies had worked out, like I'd be having a baby this month. It's just really hard. So anyway, for all my fertility baby journey warriors, I'm sure you've been there, but just honor like all the good and the bad. Most of the time I'm super optimistic. Like I am a very, very positive person in life. I think, you create your own happiness, you make your own destiny. And I think if you get up every day and you're like, today's going to be an amazing day, and the universe is always conspiring to help me, always, 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 like, it works out. But, it still means you have moments where you're like, oh, hurry up, universe.
Anyway, I like to share the good and the bad because a lot of people slide in my DMs and they're like, oh my God, you're so positive. And how are you continuing to do this? And I had to give up because I couldn't handle it emotionally. Like, I definitely have my emotional moments, believe me. But I talk to the universe all the time and I know it will work out. So I'll keep you posted. Other pop culture news that is happening around the world. Oh my gosh, I have to thank a sponsor too. But let's talk Amy Winehouse documentary first. Are you guys here for, not a documentary, are you guys here for a Amy Winehouse movie? We're getting a film. Are you ready for it? The trailer premiered last week. Amy Winehouse's story is coming to the big screen for the very first time. It's dropping May 10th for Back to Black, the biopic starring Marissa Abuela. Oh my God, am I saying? No. Abila, I think. Abila. I think I'm saying it wrong. Abuela's your grandmother. Okay. Anyhow, that sounds like me getting the name wrong. Yes. All right, so I guess I'm with everybody. At first, I was like, I don't know, do I want to see this? Do I care? It's going to cover her life. Of course, there's controversy. What is the controversy about? Well, the controversy is allegedly people are not happy with the way that the film depicts Amy Winehouse's funeral scenes and hospitalization and drug use scenes. They find it maybe a little ghoulish, a little grotesque, a little over the top. Now, of course, this film has been approved and gets the full support of the Amy Winehouse estate, including Amy Winehouse's father, who's still alive, plus Universal Music Group and Sony Music Publishing. What a shock, because of course, everybody is going to be making money. Now, over the years, Amy Winehouse's father has received a ton of received backlash when she was alive. A lot of people felt like he was exploitative of her, even though they were close. So we shall see. I loved her. I'm watching. I'm going. I don't know. It's always, I feel like I have to read more about her dad because, I just think he apparently always liked the fame more than even she did. And Mitch Winehouse is his name, is apparently, oh my God, I'm like snotting all over myself. Anyhow, Mitch was always involved in a lot of controversy. People always felt like he loved the fame even more than she did. And as long as she was out there, he was thrilled about that. So you're going to be seeing more of Mitch Winehouse, but I kind of want to see it. Here, I'll play you a little bit of the trailer. The trailer really doesn't, I don't think it reveals much. I really don't. I didn't think it was all that compelling, to be quite honest with you. But here we go.
I don't write songs to be famous. I write songs because I don't know what I'd do if I didn't.
All right.
I want people to hear my voice and just forget their troubles. You gotta remember, I ain't no Spice Girl.
Amy Winehouse.
We only said goodbye with words. I died 100 times. I want to be remembered for just being me.
All right, we'll be there. We're watching. Okay. All right, we're in. Yeah, 100%. I'm sure you all remember Amy Winehouse passed away in 2011 at the age of 27 from complications with alcohol abuse and drug abuse. Oh, break your heart. It'd be so good. All right. Let's thank a sponsor. You guys, OneSkin has been a longtime sponsor of the Sarah Fraser Show. Now, what makes OneSkin so unique? Why should you purchase OneSkin? It's because OneSkin is the only skincare line of products that goes cellular. It gets to the cellular depth of your skin. Most skincare are treating topicals and trying to preserve what you have. But OneSkin, their topical face, eye, body, and shield can all be used with other products. They can easily fit into any current skincare routine that you have. Treating the symptoms rather than the root cause of aging has long been the norm. Most skincare companies, as I mentioned, available on the market are designed to provide a temporary reduction in visible signs of aging instead of getting to the bottom of it and addressing what's below the surface. Well, that is where the amazing OneSkin comes into play. OneSkin is the world's first skin longevity company. By focusing on the cellular aspects of aging, OneSkin keeps your skin looking and acting younger for longer. Get started today with 15% off using my code TSFS at oneskin.co. That's 15% off all the products you purchase when you go to oneskin.co with the promo code TSFS. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that the Sarah Fraser Show sent you. New year, healthier skin. That is what OneSkin is all about. Guys, I already told you this. I've been using their eye cream. I'm on YouTube right now. You can go and see. This is their eye cream. I absolutely feel like my skin is tighter. It has more elasticity with OneSkin. And what chef's kiss, what I appreciate is it does not smell like harsh chemicals. Thank you so much. The other story that's trending from the weekend is Natalya Grace. I'm obsessed. Probably because I was in her 3-part Natalya Speaks documentary. Well, okay, I was in there for like 5 seconds, a clip of my TikTok. Anyway, so, you saw the shocking ending, right? Natalya Grace is the Ukrainian dwarf who was never lying about her age, but her adopted family, not the current one, she has the one before. This story's confusing. Hang on. They made it out to be like she was 17 years old, okay? And she had duped them all because they gave her a bath and she had pubic hair after they adopted her when she was 7. Well, turns out in the documentary, they did a DNA test and she was probably 2 years older. So she was probably 9, 10, which 10-year-olds can be developing pubic hair nowadays, okay? So she was never a teenager. She was always a child. They kicked her ass out. They made her live in an apartment when she was 11 years old by herself. It was so disgusting. I think this documentary was great, except for no one's being held accountable. And the adults, she's only 22 years old now. The adults in this documentary, it's fucking despicable, from Michael Barnett, him, and his attorney, who both still make out like she's some maniacal sociopath. It's like, no wonder she has mental health issues. My God, she was in Ukraine. She was apparently sexually abused at a Ukrainian orphanage. And then she makes her way here to the United States. And it's just one issue after another. I think she's going to have some psychological problems. At the end of the documentary, Natalya Speaks, her adopted parents call producers and they're like, we're done with Natalya. Something ain't right with her. Okay. Well, now Natalya's launched a GoFundMe. You can donate if you'd like, under Natalya Grace. The curious case of Natalya Grace is going to continue. And her mom, Cynthia, and Antoine's the preacher in Indiana, have now spoken out to defend and praise their bond with Natalya. Do we think this is authentic, or they got so much backlash, now they're going to make it work? Antoine's direct quote to producers was, quote, "This girl is tweaking." Cynthia spoke to the Sun news outlet and says that things are difficult between Antoine, Cynthia, Natalya, and the family. She cannot reveal exactly what happened because the documentary is continuing to film, but they are working it out. And she even shared a screenshot of she and Natalya on FaceTime having a nice conversation. Natalya is apparently living on her own. She's 22. She says she's doing all right despite the fight with her adopted parents. She's trying to raise $20,000 on a GoFundMe, which is still up. There were, I think, a couple of them, but one of them is still up because she is trying to get her own apartment. And she also needs to have spinal surgery because she has a form of dwarfism. And she says that the spinal surgery is $500,000 and her insurance doesn't cover it. Okay, Queen. Get that money. Get it up there. Donations for Natalya Grace. Free Natalya Grace. She's my dream interview. Believe me, I've tried. Production companies got her locked up. They don't want her interviewing anybody or being interviewed by anyone but them. Damn you. Oh my God, Natalya Grace and Gypsy Rose Blanchard on at the same time. I mean, the internets would stop. And it would happen here all in the Sarah Fraser Show. That would be amazing. Amazing. Anyhow, I feel for Natalya Grace. I do. And I just still, even there's something about it feels like even she's still being exploited. I don't know. I just do. I feel like, God, poor woman, right? She's been through so much. The other story that a lot of people are talking about are 10-year-olds doing Sephora hauls and are now becoming the new influencers on TikTok. And this raises a couple of questions. Do you want to be on a platform as an adult? Okay, I'm asking you guys, our audience, fabulous audience. Do you all want to be on a platform where you could be swiping through and you have to watch a 14-year-old do a makeup tutorial? Do we feel like that's right or wrong? It is kind of weird, isn't it? It's kind of creepy. I don't want to be fucking scrolling on TikTok. And then there's a 14. Doesn't that seem weird that I'm watching a 14-year-old even do their makeup? Why am I even interacting with a 14-year-old that isn't mine? Or my, son's friend? Huh? This seems weird. Well, TikTok's all kids. It's all teenagers, except for if you come onto mine, I seem to only get when I scroll through, I only see people my own age. Thank God. Don't start showing me this. But TikTok recently has been blowing up with baby-faced kids and tweens explaining their skin care routines. They'll show you their cleanser, their retinol. Retinol is for aging adults. Their daytime and nighttime moisturizers, and famously their drunk elephant bronzing drops. The mini creators take their skincare seriously, making video hauls of products that they're obsessed with and sometimes racking up millions of views in the meantime. And of course, that means they are making big money and probably eligible for endorsement deals. So Sephora, there's been videos going viral of 10-year-olds at Sephora, some of them making a mess, some of them just testing products. The latest TikTok drama centers around these 10-year-olds at a Sephora. If you search #Sephora, you'll see videos viewed millions of times asking the same questions. What are 10-year-olds doing in Sephora? Why are they obsessed with skincare routines when they're literally children? Well, apparently social media and idolizing adults and, of course, celebrities have them mimicking the habits of older ones. And a lot of parents and the tweens themselves think that it's harsh to go on TikTok and judge them. So there's a million topics here. Should 14-year-olds be on your TikTok? Can't they separate? Can't 14-year-olds just be geared to 14-year-olds? I don't even want them to come up. Number two, all right, if you're 14 and you're on social media, what do you think is going to happen? You think people aren't going to troll your ass? If you're on 14 and your kid is making money, should we be able to troll them? Is that such a bitch? But I have no problem putting your kids on social media. I fully plan on developing a show around Kimball Jeffrey on social media. If he tells me, Mom, I don't want to be on TikTok, I don't want to be, then the show is done. I'm not hanging my star on him. But the only reason for a child to be on social media is to make money. But if they're going to be on, they got to be used to the hate, don't you think? Who the fuck puts their 14-year-old on and goes, don't write any negative comments about her? Then don't have her on there. So the kids are asking people, don't troll them, even though they're making, millions of dollars. No, they're not making millions, but they're probably starting to make thousands of dollars. But the other thing is doctors are warning that skincare, makeup have some of the most toxins in them. And these wellness routines designed to, make people look younger could actually be doing more damage to their skin. And now at an even earlier age, you're introducing a lot of products that have toxins in them, terrible fragrances, all kinds of, the makeup is made with so much shit. It's better than it used to be, but a lot of it is filled with chemicals and crap. And retinol? Wow. Okay. So people are all up in arms about that. I don't know. I used to love makeup, but I guess I got it. Yeah, I got into makeup around middle school and high school. Definitely wore some makeup in high school. I thought that was totally fine. Right? I thought that was completely fine. I'm here for it. As always, you can follow me on my social media at the Sarah Fraser Show on TikTok, on IG. Let me know your thoughts on the Sephora makeup. Amy Winehouse doc. Did you finally get around to watching Natalya Grace? Am I the only one into Natalya Grace? I do love her. Also coming up this week, yesterday was the part 2 of Christine Brown / Woolie's wedding special. Don't miss it. There are tons of highlights. I break them all down. And obviously tomorrow is TLC Talk, the latest. And a 90-day fiancé couple is officially, their splits filled. Like it's official. I was duped. And wow. So we'll get into all that. All right, we also have a Reddit. There's a lot of ways to find and interact with TSFS. Join the Reddit as well, reddit.com/r/The Sarah Fraser Show. Bye, everybody.